Good time zone, chat. Happy Friday. Welcome.
Some say I never heard of ya, a rap burglar.
I don't even know why that was up. Why was that on? Did I do that one? Must have done it for D or something. Anyway. Weird, it's not even technically on? What? Oh, maybe because of that scene. I understand now. But now I gotta find it manually. Hold on. There it is. Yeah, looks like we need a webcam zoom in. We'll get going pretty quick. All right. Greetings, Timber. Hello, Alexis. Welcome Tuesday. Hey, Hat. Tron in the house. NASA guy. Are you really at NASA? That'd be sweet. Space astronomy shows are like my favorite nerd shows. More so than like the History Channel or whatever. Blow my mind about the universe, please. Yeah, I don't know Mono Neon. Hit me up with a suggestion. Tuesday's growing into the format a bit. I feel like maybe I am. I don't know. I feel like I'm probably still pretty far behind the curve of the average heavily invested player. I'm ahead of the curve of the average player, but the heavily invested drafters are ahead of me, that's for sure. I don't even know, like I was trying to figure out what color pairs I haven't drafted. I'm not sure I've drafted 10 times, so I'm not sure I could even cover all the pairs. I know I haven't done like red, blue. I don't think I've done white, green yet. Green, black, and I've not done green, blue yet. Definitely not those three. I may have done the other 7. I find red super open right now. Maybe not against this table exactly, given it's we're doing drafting against chat today, but I keep ending up in red because I keep getting the, you know, shock or 4 damage if you sack an artifact removal, like 8th or whatever. It's like, all right, okay, I'll be red. And I get that. I mean, it's got to be a 17 lands thing, right? 17 lands says red is bad, and so therefore red is open. It seems like, and not that it's 17 lands programming the community. It's the community programming 17 lands and reaching those conclusions. But draft is self-correcting, as they say. Unless a color is completely unplayable, if the entire community is off a color, it's probably a decent place to be. I don't know. That's my baseline feeling on the community reacting early to data and the meta shifting that way, but we'll see. Okay, cool, Hat. I'll take a look. Big storm in the UK, huh? Wow, that's business. 120. It's like, I mean, isn't that hurricane level? How fast do small hurricanes go? Like, what's the line between tropical storm and hurricane? That seems fast. Oh, reminds me of all the, you know, thanks for that sub. We'll see who that is, but reminds me when I was, let's see, I was living in Bellingham, Washington, which means I was in either the 4th or the 5th grade. So 4th, 5th grade era, my brother being in 7th, 8th grade. There was a huge windstorm, not 120 miles an hour, but we're talking 50, 60. Like it was, maybe that was gusts, but it was, for me at least at that age, about the most intense windstorm I'd ever been in. My older brother is he's a mechanic now in life. So there you go. Always a tinkerer, always a builder, always a maker. And we had a go-kart that we'd made, and we decided to attack. The wind was going directly down our street. Like it was parallel with our street. And we built a sail and attached it to our go-kart. That was a wild night. And no cars were hurt and no children were hurt. So I'm going to call it a success. But suffice it to say, we had a problem. When you throw up a tarp to be your sail, an opaque tarp to be your sail on a go-kart, and the sail was set up in front of us, we couldn't see, really. We could only see the sail. We actually went and we cut a square out of the sail and put plastic wrap over it or something, to have a window to see through the sail. Good times. Good times because nobody got hurt that day. Instead, it could be my sad tale. Let me tell you the sad tale of how I lost my brother. We didn't think of shower curtains. I also don't think my mom would have approved. Whereas the tarp we used was not permanently damaged in any way until we cut a hole in it. I'm not sure how that went down. I don't think I ever heard about the hole in the tarp. I think we just got away with that one. I hope everybody's okay, though. That is intense. The roof of an arena. I don't know the O2 Arena by, I can't picture it in my head or anything, but how many does the O2 Arena seat? Like, how big a place was it? Hey, Lion Bug. Lion's playing today, right? Great lineup today. We've got, let me read it out to you. We've got Haj kicking it off, Street Rach, Alexis, Math Core J, Fantasia, Lion Bug, and Jank in the Tank are your competitors today. Hey, Rob. Hello, Rach. Speaking of, (7-1) with red green. Yeah, red green has been good for me. Red green modify, just ramp into good stuff. Really good ramp targets in the color, but also has powerful start and decent removal. So yeah, I've been having good success with. I say that like I've been playing a dozen times. Like I've had two red green decks and they've both felt great. I gotta say true things, which is to properly reflect my actual experience with the format, which is still pretty limited. No pun intended. Described but didn't play on air the busted ninjutsu deck I had. It had 4 of the 1-drop 1/1 flyers, 2 of the 2-drop pump flyers, the 3/1 mythic menace 2-drop equipment creature, and 5 of the Mana War ninjas. My opponents never had anything on the battlefield, like, ever. Like, there were times where they didn't play things naturally, and I'm like, oh, well, what am I supposed to do with all this bounce in my hand? Oh, well, I'll just attack you for 3 until you play something. And they would play something, and I'd bounce it, and then, anyway. So that crushed. And what else has been? We had that black-white deck, felt pretty good. If you can get that balance, if you can get 6 of each enchantments and artifacts at least, and then do all those things. Both Robs are blying me. I will hook them both up.
Blah, blah, blah.
No, blah, blah, blah!
I think I've been red-white once, and it was also okay. I don't know. I haven't felt like any deck I've had has been a disaster in terms of how it looked, but don't know.
Oh my god. Blah, blah, blah. Oh my god. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. Oh my god. Operation blah, blah, blah.
All right. Thank you for that sub. Who is that? I'll figure that out down below. Looks like Oil Can was the one earlier. Thanks, Oil Can. Appreciate it. I like what Alexis is saying, not in the sense of co-signing, but hoping that she's right. All the archetypes colors are viable if the right cards are there. That's when Magic Limited is at its best, really, is when you're not completely avoiding any one color. Didn't I, Rob? Rob is such a complainer. Which Rob are you asking? Your choice.
You don't need double talk. You need blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. No habla español.
Alrighty then. I'm not gonna feed these trolls anymore. Let's play some Magic. And yeah, I'm adapting to the new reality of our YouTube friends already being here. Maybe they're hanging out watching this part. Maybe they've hopped ahead to the draft portion. Either way, I'm trying out switching to full VOD upload. I might, yeah, I'm sure anybody watching on YouTube knows the answer, but I can at least take the time to like trim off the long intro of silence before uploading. But I am going to just do straight VOD uploads these days, and then that'll trim some time off of that process for me and allow me to still be faithful and dedicated to my YouTube friends and get them this content as well. So, hi YouTube friends. Normally this is the green room, the backstage area, and then we flip on the camera to say hello to you all, but no even need to do that. We just get to hop right over to left monitor.
Some say I never heard of ya. A rap
Yes,
burglar.
left monitor has Rat Burglar on too. Did somebody sneak in and turn Rat Burglar on every single scene? I really wonder what happened. Like, because I didn't turn that on over here. I don't know what's going on with Rat Burglar, but free rat burgling for all today, apparently. And anyway, we're over here on Second Monitor Land. And before we dive in, I do want to remind you that I am sponsored by CardKingdom.com, purveyors of physical Magic stuff. Everything you need for your tabletop game you can find with them. And if you do so via my affiliate links, it lets them know you got there from here. And it supports my efforts. I used to, my go-to close there was helps keep me on the air. But you know what? If they pulled their sponsorship today, it wouldn't actually affect my decision to be on the air. Now my decision to be on the air is one of love and fun and appreciation for the community that has grown around this effort. And that's why I'm here. That being said, using my sponsor helps make it pay a little bit, which is nice. Nice when your hobby can pay. But let's get on with it here. We've got everybody all set. Hodge has made it known what his intentions are. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Let's check the rares and uncommons here. Wow. all white uncommons. That's worth noting. Scrap Welder feels like a constructed plant, almost a commander plant. You know, this feels like something that I have another it's not Tinker, but what's the Goblin Tinker or something like that. You know, the OG of this effect, swap artifacts from the graveyard. You know, the more they print of these, the more consistency decks that are trying to do that thing can get. So feels like, yeah, Welder, thank you. Feels like this is, and there you go, it's a Welder, right? So it's even a nod in name to that card. That being said, it's kind of like a 3/3 for 3 that I don't know how to sing in the format. I'm sure you could, but I don't think I want to start it here. It's bugged anyway. Well, there you go. 3 mana, 3/3. So it can't even build around. Era of Enlightenment. I've found this to be pretty good. The first strike is real, but I've also found that people playing 2 mana sagas on turn 2 against my aggro decks, like, they lose. So there's that. Born to Drive is a lot of words, but mainly you're just making some pilots, couple of 1/1s. This thing is interesting, but a little too expensive. Let's get to the commons. Well, red's supposed to suck, right? But I mean, it's removal. If there were better removal, I might consider it. Preserver is good, and I like the Preserver quite a bit. Hot Springs is good. That's true. You think we should go for it as a build around? Sure, let's try it. Why not? Brian. Noob. You made me turn on. That was to force me to play with emotes on, which I do anyway on Gauntlet days. So what the heck do we have? We have so if we follow this down, we're looking at what? Nothing here is good enough, though. We take Sling. Blah. I think we just call this a powerful card pick, and we see. I'm just going to take the Reckoner Raid. What's going on here? I should read this, I suppose. But I see 3 mana of different colors on a 3-drop and figure I can't really play it in limited. If a creature attacking causes... Yeah, that's cute. But 3 color... No. So, yeah, I'm just going to take the Raid here. Exploit also reasonable. I think this card feels like it goes later than I would expect for a baseline -2/-2 at instant for 2 that can get better. So anyway, just calling that one out. I think I will take the Raid for the cheapness, efficiency. But I wonder where we're headed here. Rabbit Battery is the kind of thing that will pull me back towards this Hot Spring direction. Anything else worth considering? Another Skyblessed Samurai. Someone moving all in on enchantments, like a green-white enchantment theme. Could be pumping out some really cheap 4/4s here. But this matches something we've got going on that's pretty good. If nobody else is doing the thing, the Song Shaper could conceivably come back. Season of Renewal. Yes, I agree that this is a fine playable. Reminds me of the 3 mana black card from Dominaria that would get you 2 creatures. It's similar to that. But it also is not a card you want early, and therefore not a card you really want multiples of. I don't think I would play 2 unless it was I was really a long game deck, really looking to leverage that power over the long game, like I would in Dominaria, for example. But here, I don't think I would want 2, so I'm not going to prioritize 1. Yeah, Soul Salvage is the comparison point I was thinking of. We're going to take the battery. Well, not a lot of green here at all. But we can take Bronze Plate, and that seems fine. Replication is, yeah, maybe I should look at this blue. I've kind of not really looking at the blue now. Whenever a non-token artifact enters the battlefield under your control, you may pay blue and a 1. If you do create a token that's a copy, that's pretty good. Well, we don't have to be red. We could end up being black-blue. You know, we don't know what we're doing yet. So red is maybe the safest thing because it gives us 3 cards in one color. But one of them being gold means it's not even really a card in the like. If we're red but not green, we're not playing the hot spring, so it's not really a red card in that way. My inclination is just to take the boar, even the ambusher. I've been pretty high on the ambusher because there's so many 1-drops that you can play and be attacking with this on turn 2. It's so common to see this attacking on turn 2. I think it's really important to have 2 powered 2-drops in your deck to at least be able to drop this on your turn 2 and have a blocker for things like turn 2 ambushers attacking you. Here we are back to this question though. So, yeah, we often find out eventually, Rob. I mean, I think it's totally legit that it's yet. I often get there. And we got to start figuring it out. We've got more red cards than anything. Some artifact baseline theme there. Maybe black-red artifacts will be where we are pulled depending on how things play. Exemplar is solid, though. Befriending the Moss, though, would be better if we just want to look at potentially Boros. This seems good as the top end of a Boros deck, where the 2 turns of +1 evasion is exactly what a deck like that needs it for. But probably just the Song Shaper. Same kind of deal for me. Like, I don't know how many of these we would want, and we're not, it would be the first white card. I can't see taking a first white card when I have some solid options in my core color. I'm just going to take the 2-drop and be pretty happy that it's here. Ironhoof Boar is great. That looks to be our next pick, but Tamio's Completion, I'm having the, yeah, this is about as much as you can hope for 4 mana removal at common out of blue. It really does ticks all the boxes you want out of enchantment-based removal, but at the end of the day, it's still enchantment-based removal in a format that has a lot of good bounce, a lot of good sacrifice effects. So I don't love this right now. Don't know where other people are at on it, but that's where I'm at. I'm going to take the Ironhoof Boar and be pretty happy that we have a clean red lane, and then see where we go from there. Haj was really wanting to hate draft against me today, but literally the opposite seat from me, so going to be tough for Haj to directly impact me that way. So here's a story weave at a place where I could see taking it, but we also have a Papercraft Decoy and a Clawing Torment. I think Papercraft Decoy is fine. The red deck that we're 100% definitely red. Note that all of our mono red cards are artifacts, so let's lean into that a little bit here and see if an artifact red theme comes together. It's just brutal when you spend 4 and a card on something and your oppo unlocks it or somehow otherwise makes use of it. Had an oppo arrest my 2-drop artifact caster. See, this is what I'm talking about. This seems crazy to me, but okay. We're in the right color. Hat doing his level best to make up for Alexis's absence during the draft. Alexis is drafting with us, so she's not here to make terrible puns. Bloodfell Caves, is that more important than Scrap Welder? Or I'm getting mixed reports on whether or not this is bugged or not, and it does make a difference because, you know, yeah, it's fine, right, Tron? But so is if we're black red for sure. I mean, I take the Bloodfell Caves. The only reason I'm not snapping it is that I'm not sure that we're black. If I was 100%, I would just take the land though, because if this is barely better than a 3/3 for 3, give me the fixing. I have played that card a couple of times now, Rob, and it is pretty risky, but it has been good for me. The real problem with it is that I've taken it in the wrong decks. Like I like the man, we're actually maybe we can do this. Maybe I take Story Weave in case we get into green though. I'll just take it. We'll get a Story Weave if we want it. Yeah, anyway, the rat rare has been medium in aggro because you kind of have to stop your aggro or give up your rats, right? It's an interesting control card though, but for aggro it seems like the risk isn't there. Ember Keeper slots in curve at least. Debt to the Kami, not good enough in best of one. Oh, Story Weave is uncommon. That's fair, Timber. I was thinking of it as a common, so maybe I'm counting on getting it later is a little ambitious. I play one explosive entry main. Even when it was not great in aggro, though, it wasn't terrible. I never had anybody hyper punish me for the rats, but I did have some oppos make some use of the rats, like getting anything out of them. Like I hated giving rats to ninja deck, right? Just felt like because I can't block the rats because I want to get them back, which means they get to kill the rat in exchange for a ninja. Like that's real bad. Well, Reinforced Ronin is right on plan for the play a bunch of artifacts red deck. We've got Automaton, though, that we would probably take first. Oh, I'm going to look at the rare. I don't even know what the rare does yet. I'm just noting that these are right in our wheelhouse of what the deck is trying to do. But now let's go look. And then now that I know that the first and second mode are GT choices, I like this a lot better. Soul Transfer, though, what is this, though? Choose one. If you control an artifact and an enchantment as you cast this spell, you may choose both. Exile target creature, planeswalker, or return target creature, planeswalker from your graveyard to your hand. So 3 mana murder with upside? I mean, you got to take murder with upside. I mean, we're going to have artifacts well covered, and we just need a smattering of enchantments to give us a chance at both sides. And I'm going to take the murder with upside, and then hope that one of these uncommons wheels. Almost any of them. Look at them. I'll take even the Silencer almost certainly does, maybe, but good stuff here. Twin Shot Sniper, also great. Tempered in Solitude, also great. But I'm going to take the 2-for-1 first. Man, this has gotten me a ton of value, though. Tempered in Solitude has been very good. Yeah, Farewell should be noted. Up against white, we could be facing a Wrath. Get in more with the important eyeballing of cards we're passing. How about Anvil? Anvil's in the next pack. Here it comes. Yeah, that's a heck of a build around. We were talking about the green-white deck potential. Another befriending the moths going around. So green-white aura, green-white enchantments could be a thing here. Yeah, I agree, War Furnace. Sniper equals Bone Crusher Giant. Change my mind. I could read the cards. Maybe that would change your mind. Ha! Who called it? Woo! I win the day. I don't care what else happens. Now I have to take it, even though like Seismic Wave might be better. I'm still taking the Anvil. Yeah, is Rach streaming or anything? Maybe you could blame me for peeking at Rach's stream or something. Well, this is becoming my pet card of the format. I had in the midweek bot draft, I had a bot draft that had 3 of these. Oh, that deck was fun. That deck was fun. Simian Sling plays in this deck. Lethal Exploit is fine removal, but I think we should take the General since we're doing the artifact thing. Although, let's see what we have in terms of Samurais and Warriors. I think this is the right color pair for that, right? Oh, we're not playing that. This makes a Rat Rogue. No. There's a Warrior. Artificer. Maybe I'm not. Maybe we're not there. Actually, we're not really there, huh? And we could still take it and try to get there, but we only have one other Warrior / Samurai in the deck right now. So we could just take the Lethal Exploit. Yeah, it does work on itself, it's true, but a 3/3 Trampler for 4 doesn't often get in more than once. But we'll take it. But you hear my concerns, right? There's another Story Weave to not take. How many? You can see why I thought this was common. It's showing up in every pack. Another Hot Springs tempting me back towards. I mean, we don't have a lot. Like, really, our black is just this. I mean, I love the Anvil, but we could actually take the Hot Springs here. We have another one. It would give us 2 Hot Springs to these 3 black cards and actually make it pretty interesting as to what is actually our better color. But Ironhoof Boar is just on plan and doing the thing, right? So we could just take that and be grown-ups. It's true, War Furnace. That's why I was, you know, you could hear it in my voice that I always felt like we were red-black, and I had kind of just locked into that. Because of how red-black is artifacts, but the hot spring is tempting. But I'll take the boar. Another Story Weave. Come on, this is weird now. Now it's like Matrix stuff. Ouroboros, thank you. Let's just play no 4-drop creatures except for. Okay, I guess we're gonna play 4-drop creatures. Never mind. Yeah, Ember Keeper is probably where it's at. Unless we want Blade Blesser, it will have Death Touch. A 3/2 Death Touch isn't bad. I think I just take a 3/2 Death Touch. This isn't. Although this is an enchantment, so it does help with the stuff that's looking for both of those, like the Soul Transfer. Yeah, Channel Mana Dude. You know, I like that. I just feel like we're not really green anymore. We kind of let that ship sail. Yeah, it's a Samurai. I think although this is a Warrior, so the Amber Keeper works as well, but I'm going to take the 3-drop. I think that's fine. Bye, Mario. Steelbreaker or Sling. Don't love the Sling with the 2 reconfigure. It's pretty costly to re-equip this thing. Steelbreaker. quite the threat. I'm going to go with my instincts here and take the Steelbreaker over this Sling. The Sling has been underperforming for me. I'd rather almost have the Clawing Torment. Another interesting choice here. This deck actually probably just wants the Artificer. Synthesizer works in this kind of deck, and I actually like it a lot. I'll take Synthesizers to go along with the Anvil. Keep being offered lethal exploits and keep not taking them. I think maybe I just need to take some removal here. I think I'm going to regret passing all this removal if I don't pick some of it up. I mean, we got the transfer, and that's nice. I just don't think anybody else is doing this, and it's common. So we're probably going to get another shot at a Synthesizer or two. I'm going to take the removal. Another Decoy over another Steelbreaker, or what is this, Pursuit? Yeah, this Pursuit isn't going to get it done. You want another Steelbreaker, or should we just get another 2-drop, 2-power that's on plan? Also, I like that these decoys sack to the Anvil for value. Yeah, I'm going to take decoy number 2 over another one of those. And here we go. Oh, Tempered came back. I was so happy to have a Synthesizer, but we're not passing Tempered. This thing is a card machine. And it's an enchantment, so we will have a chance at soul transferring for extra value. I like how it's coming together, not gonna lie. And then I get a automated Artificer anyway. Power out these Ironhoof Boars a turn early. Turn 3 4-drops. Turn 3 Twin Shot Sniper taking out your 2-drop. I mean, here's yet another Story Weave I could take, but I will grab the thing that could conceivably play. I don't think we're playing this, but, you know. Maybe I'm supposed to deny the green drafter the 12th Story Weave. Another couple of things that aren't really on plan. I've never seen anybody play Crackling Emergence. It just doesn't seem like what you want to be doing to and with your mana early, even though I know that the mana is protected. Kindled Fury still seems better here. I cut it, though. Gift of Wrath also seems like a stretch. Simian Sling showing up where I believe it should be taken. It just ends up being a 1/1 that's tough to use, but it's not unplayable. It's not unplayable, but that's where you should be taking it late. Whereas Enormous Energy Blade, I kind of feel like is unplayable. The tapping the creature you equip it to is just deal breaking. You want me to pay 5 mana to not attack this turn? No. Yeah, this is a pretty bad pack that I'm looking at the Kunai or a 3rd Boar. And I think the Boar wheels. It doesn't seem like anybody's too interested in red besides us, so I'm going to take the Kunai. But also, we're at 23 right now, so we're already just trying to make improvements or really find a last playable and then make improvements. Smelter versus another Boar versus a Centipede. I'm coming up on Chain Flail. I think I kind of glossed over this card and was really thinking of it as a 4-drop, but it's at 3. This seems fine. But Smelter and Anvil, yeah, right. They're a match made in uncommon heaven. Let's take it. Another General. But maybe we just want cost reduction Samurai. Nah, probably just another General. I mean, it's legendary, so we can't have both out, but if we even have one out, we're probably doing just fine. Let's take it. Behold here, though, I want to call that out. This card is so good. you think you're doing fine in a game, and then your opponent drops a Behold the Unspeakable, and you're like, okay, well, no damage next turn. Then they catch up on cards, and then they win off a huge fly. Okay, I'm dead. Restoration Specialist again. I don't think we're on Terrarium. I think Math is in the event, so is not hearing me talk right now. Maybe Math will check it out later. But I think Math was the one advocating for this ninjutsu card, and I was not liking it because of the risks of running expensive stuff in the format. But I wanted to acknowledge that, like, my spectrum of experience is limited, and I think one of the reasons I was down on this card, as far down on this card as I was, is that I've only ever had it really played against me when I was playing that sicko blue-black ninjutsu deck with 5 of the Mana War creatures. And when all the Shadow Walkers are showing up when you've got 5 Mana Wars, it looks like a terrible card. But I acknowledge that if you're powering this out and attacking for 5 on turn 4, and your opponent isn't in a position to deal with big creatures on the ground, they're in trouble, right? So I just, Magic card quality is so contextual to the opponent and the situation. I forget what it's called. Searchlight, is that what it's called? It's 3 and a blue for a 2/2 ETB bounce target creature an opponent controls, and it has ninjutsu for 3. We're gonna take Ambusher though. Not really our card here. This third pack has been pretty bad. I don't understand Bronze Cudgels. I'm going to wait till somebody beats me with it before I acknowledge its existence. Beyond that, we're taking Ember Keeper and be a little sad. Oh, I didn't. Whoops. Sorry, Timber. Maybe that would have helped card quality, huh? I'm trying to give chat a chance with this awesome deck I've got going. All these slings. I think this is what we want, though. Although we're not discarding too much, are we? I don't know that we're actually rummaging much. Really, I mean, if we channel, that's where it's pretty exciting. But yeah, Boar at 8 mana is not that exciting, right? Although if we channel away the Boar, we can cast it back later with Generals. But that doesn't need this. I'm just trying to decide if this is the pick or whether we do take a Sling here. Yeah, Sniper's pretty good, huh? Reckoner's Bargain. Yeah, that's fair too. That's reasonable. I'm going to take the Construct, though. I think we're doing enough in that direction. But yeah, this has been... It's like we got... our lane got moved in on or something. Maybe Hodge is working it from across the table. Oh, this is actually conceivable for our deck. But yeah, we could also take the control magic from somebody. I don't think I want to run a colorless land, even though this is kind of doing the thing. Would you play it? Would you harm your low curve 16 land aggro deck with it, though? I don't think so. I'm going to take Invoke and cut it. It's definitely the best card in the pack for me. Agreed. But that's why I took something from somebody else there. No. Kami of Industry, this is kind of the deck for it. We didn't get any of those 1-drop things yet. We can just take another Breaker. Yeah. Getting a little thick at 4. But if you think of these are 2s as 2s, our curve is still fine. Yeah, I'm going to take the 4 over the 5, though, even though I can see some of the combos there. And again, Energy Blade. I just don't see what you do besides being a clever meme-ish card. Doesn't feel great. So maybe cut Thirst from the blue player. And we're already in cut land over here anyway. Another boar comes back. We're going to take it and play it. Too good. Maybe not. I don't know. 3 boars is a lot. But, I mean, again, they're just combat tricks when they're not nasty critters. Well, here we can take a Kami, but there's another scrapyard. Maybe a Kami. I'll take first Kami over third scrapyard, but I don't think we're playing either, honestly. And I'm going to take the boon over an explosive. We already have an explosive entry. I don't think we're playing that one. Five drop with the 1-drop Hey Samurai. This one? Because it gets it back in hand. Yeah, I suppose. But you need to be caring about just casting artifacts, right? Because at that point, you're probably not attacking successfully with just a random 2/2 anyway. All right, there's some cuts to make here, and I could use a bio break before I continue. So I'm going to leave this up for you to consider. I can't really zoom it. Hopefully you can see what's going on. Let's talk cuts. We need at least 4, maybe 5, or at least 5, maybe 6 cuts. So get to thinking, and I will be right back. Hold on, gang. My headphone pad fell off when my headphones fell, so I'm fixing that. 1 second. One of those things I fix a couple times a day, it seems. All right. So, worst cards, sling, whatever. I don't know if we want all these keepers. Let me see my numbers too. This is a 15 creature deck as it sits. Maybe this needs to go. And we just got to find stuff to cut here. I think one steel breaker can go. Just one of these at the top end, especially with these other 4s. Do we even need this scrap welder? We are sacrificing papercraft decoys and getting back kunais. I mean, maybe we run this. It's pretty good with the papercraft decoys. But again, I also need to cut stuff. I said I was going to play 3 iron hoof bores, but maybe I cut 1 because 2 is combat trick. 2 is good for the mix of combat trick and 6-drop. Yeah, we can probably cut this since we're not ramping too far. It's just getting Scrapyard and Twin Shot early, which is nothing special. I like it. We'll cut that. Oh, we'll try. Did I cut something else? Nothing, not intentional. All right, we're getting there. 2 more cuts and we'll call this fully cut. What's our artifact count right now? Apparently 2. Oh no, there's 12 artifact creatures. 14. Yeah, let's cut the welder. I agree. And then either this sling or one of the 2s. But yeah, maybe an Ember Keeper is fair. It really is just a hole filler, so let's cut one of them. It is a, for this deck, a warrior, which matters for the double general, but that doesn't mean we should play 2. I think it's fine as a final cut. And topping out at 4, we do want to make this a 24-16 in best of 1 arena. So I think this is our deck, unless I want to find something for this sling, which I don't love. But it's still probably better than the stuff we're considering. I don't know. I'm going to keep the sling in, but like we have, it could be a boar, it could be a kindled fury, it could be a second keeper, it could be the artifact ramper, it could be that rare welder, a second steel breaker. So there's a lot of playables that I could bring in over the sling, but I mean, the sling is a 1-drop. I do have the ambusher that likes 1-drops. So I'm going to keep it like this, unsure of whether this sling belongs. Mike likes the artifact ramper. You make your choice. Mike's on artifact ramper. You decide if you're not playing the sling, what are you playing over it? And then when we draw it, you can imagine how right you were. I'm going to go like this on lands and export. Simple. Soul Transfer says we can't just... I mean, I might even go 9-7 here with Soul Transfer, but we'll see. Let's transfer to here.
Some say I never heard of
See,
ya.
like,
A rap
Rat Burglar
burglar.
got turned on every scene somehow, and then... I wonder, did I turn it on with a button and then it turned it on in all scenes? Well, it's going to be Rat Burglar every scene we flip to, apparently. Free memes. Actually, I have a lot. I have to craft 21 things today. Am I in the wrong account? No, I mean, that's how little I've drafted the set, I guess. I don't care, Thor. If I were micromanaging on that level, I would. And certainly if you are, you can. But I think anybody who's incorporated multi-accounting into their spectrum of account management doesn't need to worry too much about opening packs before crafting rares and that kind of thing. Like, yeah, whatever. Bring it, sideboard rares. I want to get the set eventually anyway. All right, so I think I will go 10-7 or 9-7 here on mana. We do have a 1-drop black card we wouldn't mind playing. We have an anvil we'd like to drop on 2, but mainly it's soul transfer at black, making me want 7. This is good on turn 8 though, so a 10-6 does make some sense, especially with these early single red pips. The multiple single red pips can equal the need for 2 red on turn 3. You know, like on turn 3, you want to cast your Tempered in Solitude, and then you attack, and now you can play a Rabbit Battery you flip or something like that. So I'm going to keep it like this, and triple bore, I'm going to call it Hoofing It. And then let's check bling. Lotus Sleeves from Mama. Mama loves to relive that 6-1 chat had that one time. Oh, that's good. Well, I'm going to, except we're not going to spoil it. I'm going to, Overboard is a good hat. I'll switch to that, but they'll get the boar pun after the fact. Still, to me, a little shade. I mean, when the truth is shade, that's on you. And the coffee is gone. All right, that means I'm fully fueled and ready. Good luck, Haj. Good luck, all. Thanks for playing. Battlefield. I think I turned the Rat Burglar off on this one. All right, yeah, no, sorry. You're done with the free memes there. Looks like we may be in restart land, but I'm going to get my deets updated here while we figure that out. Oh, CPU. I got to get filters on for that sound. All right, now that's updated. Looks like we're dead in the water with pairing with Haj, so I'm going to restart my side. Historically, that has worked for us. Mystical IT nonsense that somehow gets the job done. Although, come on. If you have an IT problem and you haven't restarted, you don't have an IT problem yet. See how this goes. Might draw. It's doing a lot of the advanced audio that indicates draw might be incoming. Nope, we got there. We did not get there on land, and this really stinks. I mean, dang. Throw one mountain in here, and this is exactly what I'm looking for. Sling into Song Shaper, into Ambush, into buy something back. On the play, is this keepable? No, we don't have any red yet, and we're like, if this too much has to go right here, we got to mold. I know we got good draws, Mike, but we straight up. I guess if we get a mountain in 2 turns, we're maybe okay. Maybe a mountain in 2 turns means this is keepable. But this is a really tough one, because if we don't end up with the mountain, we play a non-game and roll over. I am going to mulligan. Keeping this, of course. And now maybe I just let the sling go. We got rabbit battery on 1 and some other stuff. Although Smelter could sack the sling for value and then Heiko get it back. But we got to give up something. So what goes back? Ember Keeper? Maybe Ember Keeper goes back. And we just go battery into Smelter into sling, sack, go. Yeah, I like that. Second color is nice too. I got one. Well, I have a second new meme that's a general meme. I've only got one meme for the set. I don't need to play this yet. I can attack first. I've played the Smelter, and I don't remember it ever having haste, but we'll see. Although, I like battery Smelter to make sure that can get through, and then turning the sling into a 3/1 that can trade with the Exemplar seems fine, especially since we can cast this after the fact. Could also just go Song Shaper, move battery. Yeah, we can equip the sling too, but I like Tron likes battery on Smelter and play the DJ. Yeah, that was another option too. But we can also just put the battery on the DJ at that point. Not that it matters. Same damage either way. It's just where do we want the artifact in the long run? You want to do it that way? All right, let's do that. DJ equip send all. I don't want to offer the Smelter for the Exemplar. But we can equip here and send Smelter. That's the thing. I'm not gonna send the Smelter, but I will throw this here. What a draw. Hodge, I had it the whole time. I didn't just draw it. What do you mean? Don't you dare suggest that I didn't have it the whole time. We do just sack that sling, especially with Yamazaki behind. In fact, right now we probably sack the rabbit battery. Well, I assume Haj has the deal for or whatever, but I'm going to sack the rabbit battery and spread it out, get wide, and then we have the samurai behind. Sack instead of win target game. How am I missing the win? I'm just trying to get wide and win target game, but maybe I'm missing the line. You know, that is quite possible with me. But that's a lot of threat right there. And turned out to be just enough. Woo.
I do my hair toss, check my nails. Baby, how you feeling?
Looks like Haj was stuck on color, though. I wonder how that goes if Haj gets his second color going. All right. Yeah, it was very good, but I'm thinking, like, let's say Haj was black and had some 1 mana -1/-1 removal, right? Like, it could be, there you go. Even Haj feels like that was much closer, even just play versus draw. Were you missing a second color, or was it, you're not mono, are you? I was speculating that maybe if you'd had a second land type among those 4, that it might have been different. No, that wasn't a factor. Got it. Street Rach is up next. Welcome, Rachel. Thanks for playing. Hey, Jim. I like the draft. I think we found our lane. We started out with a red-green card, and we're going to try to lean into it, but the green wasn't there. The red was, though. And this is exactly like my opener from last game, which I mulliganed into a much better hand. It's not exactly. This one's worse, in fact. We're going to mulligan this pretty easily. Mike says keep on the draw again. I see what you're saying, Mike. I just don't think this is good enough, even with if you show me a mountain early. Now we got to keep this, though. And I'm going to ditch the Ember Keeper. And at least we have Reckoner Raid into Containment Construct to give us something to do early here, even if we don't find our mountain right away. Kunai as well, but we want to get this going ASAP. It's really our 24th card, literally, JC. It was the last, the last card we decided to keep, or it narrowly avoided being cut. In fact, I think that was that. No, it was. I guess that's not live. It was that and the Simeon Artifact are like the 2 last cards in our deck that we're not sure if they're not supposed to be something else instead. Here we can go Rabbit Battery Kunai, but we can also just play the Construct with the Mountain and have 4 mana for next turn. That seems fine. Always play your ramp. Oh, no, that's not ramp. Never mind. I was thinking it was that ramp card. So do we want this? We're not discarding much anytime soon. So let's lead with the Song Shaper so that it gets buffs from all this other artifacts behind. Also, if we're, only 1 red source and multiple red cards, it's good to cast a red card if you can. Because right now we're only getting 1 red spell a turn. This is interesting, though. Kunai could come down and enable attacks. But the creature can't attack because it's got to do the thing. But yeah, Battery gives a safe attack. Yeah, and there you go. Rabbit Battery doesn't even do the thing because of the lack of red. So that makes me want to... We could just offer this raid captain for these, or maybe just... I think I like just sending the team and saying, fine, you trade your 3-drop for one of our, for either our 2-drop or our 1-drop. Oh, sorry, again, there with the haste. I just want to attack with that every time. So then, yes, I see what people are talking about in terms of, so then we're asking if we want to just trade Song Shaper for that. And I think we do, and they will too, is the thing. We're going to make this a 4-2 and they'll trade it off, but I think that's okay. Making Rach, we know it's Rachel. I know she'll likely make the trade, but that's a good trade for us. So let's just do that. And start with a battery because, again, trying to cast a red spell every turn. And, oh, we could even do, oh, hey, I forgot. We could do this on the battery. And since this has haste, we can actually, hey, new plan. Because I reminded myself of what my cards do here. No, it costs 1 to do. Yeah, there you go. Okay, well, still... I'm going to still make this offer, and then we'll... maybe I make this offer, too. If I offer the battery, they just take it, though, right? That's too easy of an offer. So, yeah, just the 1 attacker. That's fine.
It was my understanding that there would be no math.
That was my new general purpose meme from Duncan. Duncan says he's working on an upgraded version, but I got that one loaded because it's too good. Yeah, that's what people say when you show up to parties, right? Come on. All right, this isn't sorcery speed or anything, right? So now we have the rabbit battery sitting here waiting to fire off 3 damage. That's great. We'll play this construct. Maybe the volume is low. Again, I can't. One of my tech issues right now is that I cannot add memes and check their volume. I can, and I believe it's cranked. So more of a some feedback for Duncan, if Duncan's out there, that if you're going to redo this, maybe pump up the volume. But here's the meme again.
It was my understanding that there would be no math.
That's full volume. That's all I got. All right, back to this. And yeah, they got 5 cards and 4 open mana. So yeah, I was gonna say, I'm not thinking this is any kind of sure thing here, but that's cool. Now we'll say no attacks and sit back on a lightning bolt. We've got a rabbit battery, threatening bolt. For those of you who don't know that reference, that's season 1, Saturday Night Live. Chevy Chase as Gerald Ford in a presidential debate in which a question involving numbers comes up, and that's his response. People think it's easy to forget. Chevy Chase, this iconic SNL OG, 1 season. Only did 1 season of SNL. So now do we pick something off? No, I don't think we do. I think we just will hold. Well, we can't. I mean, this has Ward 2, and that means targeting with stuff as well, right? So can't do it. But untap and do it. Or maybe this could be Mike trying to get me to lose on Friday. I don't know. And certainly we could fire this off here, but I kind of like setting up a Scrapyard as a warrior that might attack alone with Heiko, and then... well, it's going to be tough to recast anything, though. Nonetheless, I like this. I like this first and then Samurai next, but yeah, but let's say I draw a land. I need to spend one to fire it off, so I just can't do it all next turn is the thing. Yeah, Kunai, like it's a great combo. It's just we're not there next turn. Could just offer the construct even, but I don't want to offer it for that 1/1, so we're just going to pass. What'd we lose there? Song Shaper, okay. Good old Specialist. That thing is brutal. Even just hard cast, as you see. Now maybe we send the Road Captain with the battery up, and then it's a threat to... They might not block. She might not block, in which case I can ambush and still fire off the rabbit battery, or, you know, the 3 damage. So I'm going to send in the Captain and see what I get to do with this. Because ninjutsuing in the ambusher, getting up to 25, dropping Rachel to 11, and then recasting the Captain seems fine. But so does trading for something. And in this case, looks like I'll just trade for the familiar. This has done its powerful thing. This powerful thing still remains. You'd still bolt it, but there's no value in bolting right now. I don't even know what bolting gets us. We'll just play the Steel Breaker again. Seems moot, D. I'm going to win at least 3 today anyway, so not 4. He says, tempting the magic gods. Bring it, magic gods! Make me a liar. Yeah, Rach with the endless chain of bounce. This is what I'm saying. It's so hard to beat. Tempered is nice. Let's go ahead and... Maybe, do we do that now? I think so. Maybe we don't hit a land. But let's see, we got a bunch of red 1-drops, right? So I think... Oh, but I can't switch the battery without using red. Nonetheless, I am going to... let's see, if I send this alone... If I hook this up and send it alone... What about... Yeah, I can kill the Specialist and equip. And then the only thing we can get out of the Tempered is a land, but it's kind of what we want, right? So let's do that. Land. Yeah. Perfect. Could unequip this. Is that where we want the rabbit, or do you just want to leave it here? Probably leave it here so that it continues to be a good attack into a 1/1. Ah, Replication Specialist was doing some... We saw past a couple of those. Yikes. I shouldn't play this until I figure out my turn, because I might be playing a land via Solitude. 3 mana. Ooh. Let's do it this way. I'm going to do this. I'm going to play the Heiko so that we can target the ninja thing. And then I'm going to offer the construct and recast the ninja thing. Oh, it's not a warrior. Good point. I'm confusing it with this because this just worked, right? So if that's just asking for it then. And I should say no attacks, and unfortunately just pass here. Yeah, if we had equipped pre, we could have done it with the general, but I didn't want to risk the general anyway, so I'm not sure I would have done that. At least not yet. But let's say no attacks, and then we at least have our well, that doesn't do anything. So do I want to unequip? Do we rather it's again, or do I want to put a 4/4 here? I guess against. I'm going to move the. I'm going to say no attacks, and I am going to move the rabbit with nothing else to do. That's what I should have done, and then I would have had an attack. So I may as well move it now in case that's the attack I want next turn. That's what I was trying to do. That's why I wanted it dead. I didn't want this to happen. Dionysus, will you stop talking about prizes in the second game of the event, please? I'm going to time you out. At this point, I think we should just give up the general. It's going to cost Rachel a lot of cards to take it out, and we get some back. We're going to get one off of the Solitude, and then another getting back the Kunai or the Song Shaper. Why not Steel Shaper? Because then I can't cast the thing from Tempered. That's what I was thinking. I mean, we have some extra mana, I suppose, but it's putting a lot of pressure on it. We can cast the Kunai, but we're getting Tempered to Solitude value as well. I wanted to get both the Solitude value and the Kunai value. If we have a land on top, but I've already played a land even, right? So that's what I was thinking. But maybe it's worth even just giving up the Steel Breaker for a similar effect. So I think I will do that, but you can see what I was thinking, right? Because now, especially without the trample, this is really just a chump. And Rachel has plenty to chump with. Although we'll see if Rachel decides to pile on and try to get this thing dead, which again would be fine. Really want, I don't know what we want out of the Tempered. We can't, like, it just doesn't matter. The Tempered almost doesn't do anything for us this turn if we assume we're going to be casting this Kunai. Land, I've already played a land is the thing. So there's not really anything we could have done. Look at that. Jeez. Special indeed. I mean, we let this thing get going. Need some way to kill it. How about, for example, transferring its soul? And we have both sides. So we can even return target creature, planeswalker, from our graveyard to our hand. So we can get the Song Shaper back. So we're going to swing first for sure, because we want to try and get something dead so that, like, hopefully they block and kill the Steelbreaker this turn so we can get it back. But that's what I'm going to do. Rach just might be nervous about being at 12. I'm not sure. So now we cannot do all three of these things, but I think we need to take the anvil because it is it goes away. We can try again on the Song Shaper next turn, but we can't try again on the anvil next turn. So I'm going to play the anvil, and then we got to kill this specialist or we're dead, right? And I'm going to do that. It's sorcery speed anyway, but I would have done it now with shields mostly down against blue. And, oh, it looks, we do get back the Song Shaper anyway this turn, so it's something. But it's like, it's value we would have gotten anyway, so it doesn't feel particularly special, but I'll take it. Target creature or planeswalker, you go away and you come back. Anvil, are we sacking anything? Or are we just equipping the Kunai? If we sack, we're like sacking the Kunai or sacking the Rabbit Battery. Neither of those seem good, so let's throw this on our least important creature. Although, this is probably one we're not attacking with, right? Actually, I'm going to put it here, since it's the one I'm least likely to put in harm's way. They want to kill it anyway, so... If we anvil the 2/1, we get a point of damage and a 1/1. It's not that much worse. But are we doing any discarding coming up? Do we have anything that discards? I mean, not really. That's true. Okay, gives us a recast target. I'm sold. Let's do it. Mike says keep it to block, but the 1/1 does blocking too. It doesn't block the specialist, but it basically blocks everything else exactly the same as the 1/1. Or as the 2/1. All right, now lots of 3 points of first strike. But let's see, with 7, we're not at cast and equip the bronze plate, or I would consider it. With the general holding up a lightning bolt, it makes the attacks with the Steelbreaker better in terms of breaking gang blocks. So I continue to expect Rach to chump the Steelbreaker, but that means it continues to get us turn over turn value here and here. Although, oh yeah, and I do have this to cast again, so yeah, this is fine. Smelter is some hot sauce. Looping Kunai to the face is totally reasonable, Hat. Maybe I should be taking that line, and I'm not. We could sack the construct, but we can do that next turn too for having something to get in the graveyard. It's easy to forget Kunai goes to the face, too. Often these types of effects we've seen from artifacts in the last 4 years or so have all been creature only. Really? You think Anvil is bad in a deck with 17 artifacts or whatever we have? I mean, I think Anvil is good with almost any small artifacts. Now we can bronze plate up the steel breaker, and it becomes and I know that we might find a land off tempered, but steel breaker represents some lethal threat depending on the amount of block. So I'm gonna go ahead and play the swamp. Although I could actually do the math too. I mean, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 artifacts. Like, yeah, it could be lethal. So I'm gonna go ahead and play the swamp. If we had another one, it's not gonna be that impactful. I just want to make sure I have this during combat if I need it. And then Song Shaper, they know about, and is another artifact for the Steel Breaker. Although we don't need it to threaten the trample lethal, and it costs too much if I do the 5 equip. So I'm gonna go ahead and so if we right. So but I'm saying if we equip this, we get 7, and then 3 activations is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 points of trample. It's not that it's lethal, it's that it forces Rach to put a ton of creatures on it for it to not be. So, no, I don't, but I love Dragon Spark Reactor too. Like, Dragon Spark Reactor / Anvil decks have been my pet decks so far. I love what this black-red deck is doing in the format. Sorry, Rach, we'll get on it now. Let's see. So, as said, I'm going to move the plate, get the trample on. And I could even do the sack. Maybe I do this just to have a target. Yeah, we need the mana though. But maybe. Yeah, now it's too late. Oh no, I could sack in response to the trigger. Oh, but when the trigger goes on the stack, do I have to make the target? Is that when the trigger happens? I think I messed up my timing here is the bottom line. I can't get an artifact in the graveyard now is what I'm saying. Right, but I wanted to do it now, but I think I've missed the window. Yep. Yeah, maybe I don't. I'm just saying, at the very least, I'm mad that I didn't think it through and ask myself if there was a way. Like, Anvil could have at least sacked something. I could have sacked the containment construct to the Anvil, for example, to get something to target. But you're right. It doesn't matter. I'm not recasting anything this turn. It's just that mental process of trying to make sure I'm, in the abstract, making the right moves. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 points of damage on it right now. Which means 1 sack and it's still dead. 2 sacks and it lives. So at this point I'm sacking the construct in the 1/1. Or ninjaing away the specialist. Again, we have this general ready to kill a blocker too. Yeah, Alexis on that line as well. Rach is doing the math, trying to figure out if she needs to put even more on here. I think the answer might be yes. But it depends on whether she's trying to survive, just survive, or actually kill the breaker. But I think this is correct, Rach. I think you need to try and kill the breaker one way or another. And let's see if we can get around it. 3, 4, 5, 6. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 points of damage. And that means sacrificing 3 things is still dead. So Rach is going for the, but not necessarily, because it's 8 points. So we can. Yeah. So Kunai and sack 2 things is correct here. We're going to still be able to win target game. I'm going to move these things up the chain just for... Yeah, we could use Anvil first. It doesn't really... But I don't care. It doesn't matter. Because it's still going to sack, yeah. So let's just do this. And we can do the 1-1 first double strike, or the 2-2 are equivalent here. I'm going to go for the 2-2. And kind of want the construct in the yard. We have the kunai there now, so I'll just do another 1-1. That was all right. All right, it was enough. Well, that's why we slotted one of those in there, the 3-4 pump threat, and obviously wearing the trample was big game.
I do my hair toss, check my nails. Baby, how you feeling?
I was like, wait, that's actual Chun-Li. How can you use actual Chun... Like, wait, that's Chun-Li. Okay, wait, no, it's actually Chun-Li. Okay. Good luck, Alexis. See you on the other side. Yeah, best of 3 would be fun, Man of Ward, but would take too long on the day for me. Boy, every one of our openers has looked like this. This one is the most keepable we've had so far, and I am going to keep this one. We've got a raid on 1, and if we can find a mountain in 2, we have a 2-drop. We can find an alternative black 2-drop in 2. There's a lot of ways we could draw out of this one, so I'm going to keep it. A lot more than the other ones that I have not been keeping. But surely a mountain off the top, or a black 2-drop, or a colorless 2-drop is what we're looking for here. But that's a lot, right? Black 2-drop, colorless 2-drop, mountain. It's a lot of our deck. Unfortunately, right there, not one of them. And this is where it could get rough. This was red as well, so now we're just like, I mean, I mulliganed my first 2 games and won, and now I've decided to keep, and immediately I'm up against it. Big Kev, you sit the hell down. Stop going to Broken Shuffler because you've had some bad luck, Big Kev. Stop it. That's not how this works. You're revealing yourself to be not a programmer, that's for sure. You just do better for yourself, Kev, if you get out of a mindset of trying to find what's wrong with the technology and spend your mental cycles on things that matter. Yeah, I'm gonna make this trade here, or try. Let's see what Alexis has for it. Probably bounce. Beautiful. Well, my turn to do nothing and get rolled here. Okay, well now we get a mountain and maybe make it interesting, but this is a little bit late. However, we do get a nice play in the sniper picking off this ambusher, so I like that. Little value town back. Well, if you work in tech support and you're worried about broken shufflers, I worry about, I mean, seriously, dude? Kev, you're in IT and you're worried about broken shufflers. Do you work with programmers who don't know how to Google shuffling algorithms? I don't understand. We got to discard a card here, and it's going to be the boar, which is a little far away. I mean, we could cast that as channel. But really, I'm going to hopefully play this tempered here, and then get some extra value. What do you mean, Big Kev? Tell me what you mean. There was an incident. There was an incident where the shuffler was bugged. Show me the math. Show me the receipts. Do we have to cast it? We don't have to if we thought something else was better. But the thing is, if I don't cast this, what am I doing? I'm like putting out a 2/2, which is okay. Or I'm casting a surge to kill this, which is the same thing anyway. So, yeah, and we do have enchantment and artifact, so we actually get some value back. Let's do it. And discarding again. And this time, the Song Shaper is our least relevant card, because we're close to casting the board. The boar. The board. The boar. Feel like this is, like, I'm okay here, but with this thing about to flip, 5 cards in Alexis's hand, one of them which draws more cards, like, we have the tempered to keep us up in the resources race here, but feeling a little hot under the collar. Well, I'm glad we're even in it. Like, if we didn't find that mountain on exactly the turn we did, we would have been dead anyway. But finding a mountain just in time to even have a chance here. Yeah, this probably gets there eventually, though, right? This is still a reasonable attack. We trade for either the 3/2 and we have, but Alexis knows about the board. She doesn't know about the voltage surge. But maybe we just surge this thing now and attack and then see what comes of it there. I don't even want to give Alexis a chance to block with this thing. Throw that out? Sure. I like free cards. Yeah, not being able to ninjutsu from exile is a little bit of a non-bow, but not a big deal. borderline. Feels like I'm gonna lose my mind. Or something. What a talent. Madonna. And sex positive way ahead of her time. What we got in here? Ooh, we can recast that if we got a land off of the off of that. But only neither of these are samurai, so never mind. Can't get value out of this turn anyway. So still looking to get value here. Have the boar ready to make blocks good. So I'm going to go ahead and send only the ambusher for more solitude value. I figure that out eventually, JC, but it, you know, takes some work. Now what do we want? Steelbreaker. And then next turn we do have potentially Yamakaze, although nothing we can really sack to cast effectively, but how good is this? This has been pretty annoying. Certainly buys this type of deck a lot of time. And here the value is coming back again. So Alexa's just looking to go long here. But I've got Solitude that's helping us with that race. That, yeah, exactly. I'm trying to get into a place where we are looping we can loop the sniper. That would be sweet. There you go. I would have bet some amount of money that Alexis was going to end up in ninjas today. Just had a feeling. Seems like she's been talking it up as a powerful, and it is a powerful strategy. I just had that feeling. Maybe I was supposed to actually sack going into this turn. Can make a 5/5, and if I make a 5/5, actually I can play the decoy and then threaten not a value 5/5 and threaten I don't think general yet. I think we go decoy here because now Alexis has to really ask herself whether she wants to try and make this trade. Because I can just trade now decoy and sniper for decoy and Kami. As long as you understand that, Big Kev. If you know blaming the shuffler is just yourself trying to make yourself feel better, be self-aware. But anytime somebody goes after shufflers, I'll be the first one to say, sit the hell down. It's not the shuffler, you tool. You know, I get a little salty about it because it's just such a bad argument. It is so bad. Not even an argument. It's such an uninformed claim that I can't help but push back against it. All right, so now we got choices to make. I don't know what there is for blue. I guess I could go look it up. I'm not going to bother, though. And now the choice is, like, if I just pay 1, I can let the Steelbreaker die, but I would rather give up, given the general, I'm going to give up Sniper and Decoy to keep the Steelbreaker alive and kill both of these. That's my plan. Oh, I can just bore. Why don't we bore? Yeah, if you're going to throw that one, Big Kev, you got to actually read the comments that immediately debunk it. Just because it's huge and long doesn't mean it's accurate. It was immediately debunked. There's a classic thing in stats where, like, let's say you do a thing and, like, 95% of the time the expected happens, and in a weird 5% of the time something doesn't happen. So then after the fact, you grab that 5% and say, look at this. And it's like, you can't do it that way. Now maybe we just sack a critter? Sack the decoy? Although we've spent mana on this and we haven't spent mana on the boar yet. That's the difference, right? Investment of mana versus not. But I think this is... Yeah, and actually this gets to attack. I'm going to discard a card. Especially since, like, we're close to, like, getting all that stuff back. And that's why I kept it. I do want to make this block. It likely is the thing we can cast next turn, because a lot of our... oh, I guess we have the Song Shaper. Really hope we find a land here, because I want to hold the mountain to pitch to the long reach. But I guess we get the Froggy if nothing else. Or maybe we want the Shaper. Probably either one gets sacked. Froggy gets sacked for better value. I'm actually going to take the Frog. Hey, we found a land. That's good too. And yeah, in case we draw a swamp, as we did. Tempting to go whole hog and try to get Alexis dead before she can stabilize, but also tempting to temper and just send in this Steelbreaker to both temper and general. Feels very hard to pass up general and temper value. I mean, I know I have a problem with controlling the board when I should be winning. But yeah, we can potentially even sniper here. Although now, again, well, this is another place where I have to see if I need to play the lands. We have 6, potentially 7. I want 2 for the decoy, 1 to sack it to the Steelbreaker, and then 4 left over for the sniper. So I do need to play this, but then we do have sniper counterplay. We can play it after swings. That's true, because the casting can happen after swings. Fair enough, fair enough. But I do need all that mana. I just don't need it during combat. Fair enough. Definitely sacking the Froggy. Maybe sacking the Ambusher, but not if Alexis is going to do that. Although maybe it is to get everything. We need to get the big one, so we're going to start there. And then probably just the one. We can accept the trade here. Oh, that's true. Yeah, too late. I've committed to it, but I like your thinking. I like your thinking. I just didn't think that through. As good as math. But we'll go like this and like this. And if I pay 2, I can't do the sniper, so I'm gonna... Oh, no, wait, that was the plan. The plan was to do it. That's why I did all that pesky math. So we will do it. But I am gonna let it die from here. Sniper, does it go to face or is it creature only? Oh, it's any target. So unfortunately, we're going to face with it, but still all right. Oh, I was supposed to play that swamp. Sorry. Doesn't matter too much at this point, but yeah, little minor mistake. I got distracted thinking about my sniper and then just played the wrong land out of hand. Mana not gonna be our problem here, though. Nice draw. We passed that card. Alexis getting value off it. Yeah, but the Animus has to attack to take advantage of that power bump, and I think we, especially with the ninja potential crackback. Although this is going to be a huge attack, 7 attack from the Animus if she equips, but no equip. Oh, summoning sick. Yep, I always forget that. I think I'm going to end this format thinking that these sagas should have haste. I mean, this is why they did this with the suspend creatures to begin with, because it's so hard for the brain to overcome that. Now we are in a spot where, unfortunately, we're like, well, we could attack just the lifelinker here. And then there's a 1 block. I'll take either the blocks here, and yeah, I'm going to send... We don't get the general, but I don't want to send the general in to die to the double block. So, without a way to, like, deal with that, I'm going to go ahead and just send in the ambusher for now and see what we solitude. Nice. Now Alexis can't really block. Well, I guess she can, because we can take out 1 and the other one still gets the ambusher. But it does basically take a double block to kill the ambusher. Yeah, probably mechanically, you can't flip something that you've just sacrificed, so you got to exile it before the sack happens. Oh, magic rules. That's why they had to template it that way, but they could have given everything haste if they wanted, but they decided it was too powerful to not give opponents a chance to sorcery speed deal with the creature in question. So, well, Alexis is giving us an offer. We can go ahead and exploit the familiar. And then... but I don't actually like that. I think we just go ahead and take the trade here, and then we kill the centipede and make Alexis draw something to prevent another attack next turn from being good, or at least hold back the Sky Swimmer to block the general. And then General's last hurrah will get us back something like the Ambusher or the Sniper or something else. So I'm going to take this trade. And I'm going to take out the Centipede. suppose I could have... is there any... No, nothing to modify, I guess. There's no way we could suddenly modify. There are a lot of numbers they can tweak, Fantasia, but the trouble is you don't want to make weak-looking creatures to accommodate the fact that they all have haste. And it also doesn't matter if the power level is there, if the frustration is still there. It's like, it's not that that's imbalanced. I am just very frustrated that I never get to interact with those, right? It's more than just power. So now we can do a double block, but it is a 2-for-1. In this case, I think I'm just going to take a huge smack here and see what I can do about it on the crackback. Oh, are we just dead? Nice. That's the second time I've lost to an Xaxes suit up. Let me tell you, it doesn't feel good. Snuck it in there. I had to take the chance. Generally not playing around that. Good game. That was tight. A lot of back and forth. I thought it was dead, but then I drew my mountain truly at the last turn I could have and not have just been dead, right? Dropping the sniper and clearing the board was the only thing that gave me a chance there. And I think if I had had a mountain from turn 2... probably tips things towards me a little bit, but we took the risk.
Is this a dead man, Doctor?
Very dead, Mr. Spock.
Here, this is for chat.
Thank you. We got one!
Champ is here! The champ is here!
Certainly didn't expect to lose to that stupid Saga creature. The first time around, it was like 1 power and like, whatever. Go away. Then it came back. It did go away. It came back. All right, who's next? Mathcore. Yeah, you'll note that not a lot of Defender on 0 powers because they want the ninjutsu stuff to work as best as possible. All right, this is a curve out at least. Sling into decoy into removal. Soul Transfer needs another swamp, but Exploit doesn't. There we go, another swamp. All right, I like that Math has missed a 2-drop. That's good for our curve out. Now a 2 toughness 3. Ooh, that... Well, I like our position in the abstract. I think it's tough on Math that Math hasn't added to the board yet. But the ramp means we could see stabilization pretty quick, which makes me very glad to have the Soul Transfer. And here, really just holding up a ton of removal this turn. Maybe I sling it, but what does that do even? Like, see, that's... nah. No reason to sling right now. I'd rather have... I should have played... this is a sorcery, though, so it doesn't matter. Never mind. I could have played a swamp, though, and then had exploit plus soul transfer or exploit and surge if this were an instant. But since it's not instant, it didn't matter. I'd rather just have all the removal up than a monkeyed frog. It just didn't make sense to me. Interesting. Is it worth a sling to surge that? Not when we can just untap, kill it, I suppose. But we can also potentially... if we sling up the decoy and then attack in, then we have good attack. So I'm going to let this happen. Yeah, it's true. I could have sacked the decoy, and I still could. Maybe I should. Maybe that's worth it. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. I like it. You see the line I had, though? I mean, the line I was thinking of is untap, sling onto the decoy, attack. If they block, we exploit -3/-3, and it's no problem. Trouble is that's fancy play and doesn't do anything this turn. Alexis's line lets us use all of our mana right now, and it's still a 1-for-1 since we draw off the decoy. So much better to do it that way. We'll do it at end of turn, though. All right, and now this board with a double removal backup seems quite good. This can get a 2 or a 3 if we have to. And we probably will... Yeah, I'm going to move this over and then blow out even a triple block. Yeah, I kind of did. I mean, I don't know what math is going to do if not take out our threats. So this made sense to me. I probably would have done it. Maybe you're smarter than me. Yeah, true. Scry makes a lot of difference there. You dead. Oh, sure. Main deck Fade into Antiquity against me. Cheater.
My name is Doug. I have just met you, and I love you.
Squirrel! I know, that's why it was a joke. That's the joke. It's totally main deckable. Yeah, turning a sling into a 3/1, even not that great. I'm just gonna smelter and equip. Oh, you actually, crowd. Actually, Ryan, regarding your joke of February 18th, 2022. Ooh, so beautiful. So beautiful.
My name is Doug. I have just met you, and I love you. Squirrel!
I got value engines in here I like too. And I got a dead Kami that should at least let this smelter get through. Don't need to, yeah, I guess I do need to do this now. Yeah, too bad we don't get both. Yeah, we could sack the monkey to trade with 4-3, but it just trades with the companion. Is the trouble. So I'm going to take the low value kill. Or try. I suppose it could be hexproof here. With the 1 mana save my critter. In that case... yeah, nice. Alright. Value train keeps rolling for math. And decline again, though. Where's my value engine? I don't mind math getting the value engine on if I can get one of mine going. Where's my value engines? Given that I lost, I certainly would qualify it as a waste.
My name is Doug. I
Oh,
just met
come
you, and I
on.
love you. Squirrel!
Lord, here comes the flood.
It was made for Val, but everybody's seen the other one 10 million times and hardly anybody's seen that one, so, you know. Oh my god. It's a play. Is it going to be in time? If this is a blank and this is a blank, it's in time. Yeah, but not yet. That's why I'm saying if I got one turn to try and figure this out. Dang it! Math! I said a blank. However, I do get something out of here, right? We can get the paper craft back. It's not great, but it's not nothing.
We will say goodbye to flesh and blood.
So, are we swinging? The trouble is, this thing is just Doomsday. So, I don't know. But a 4/4, like, what else am I doing with this plan? I think I just got to do it. We'll offer this trade and then get a paper craft decoy back. Really want one of our 2 iron hoof boars so that we can trade. Wow. I think we just lost, but fair enough. It's powerful rare. 7 mana, 4 white. We're gonna tip the cap. Get wrecked scrub? Interesting. Huh. Oops. How'd that happen? Oops. Oh well. But can you do this? Look at this value. I asked for my value train. I guess I got one. Trouble is, we're still dead. be free to get yourself timed out again, Rob. Good luck, Fantasia. See you after. Tie ball game. Time to crush D's spirit. Actually, I don't think that's possible. He seems to have an uncrushable spirit. I'm going to make him momentarily sad. How about that? That's the plan. Okay, thanks, Hat. Oh, is that... Sorry, this one. Or is that... Next one? Got it. Here we go, here we go. I'm on it. Because Hat's on it. Oops. No. The deck is fine. This is not. Hey, thanks, Big Kev. I appreciate it. I don't have I never set up a Patreon. And so the best way to support my content is either to just throw a sub. I don't know if you're a Amazon Prime user, but a lot of people don't know or don't use their Amazon Prime subscription. And Amazon Prime subscription gets you a free Twitch sub that you can throw around to somebody, including me. You could just sub naturally. You can make a donation. I have a donation link, or you can shop from my awesome sponsor, Card Kingdom, using my affiliate link. Is it this? I don't know the link to my own. There we go. See, because Hat's always the one who's on that. Looks like we're busted here on the pairing, so I'm going to quit and restart. Yeah, it's a great story. Tron. I once, back in Ravnica Allegiance days, I was playing a best of 3 event and paired up against Reed Duke. And we had a best of 3 match that went for, like, what was it, an hour and 20 minutes? Hour and 20 minute best of 3 in which we were both playing the Graveyard Recursion Esper control deck in Ravnica Allegiance. It felt like a constructed deck battle, and it was intense and awesome and great, and I made some new friends there who watched from Reed's side, including our friend Tron. I lost, spoilers, but it was incredible. No, we just I had to do a relog, so we're gonna try again here. There we go. Now you're making me jelly because my coffee's empty. Oh my god! It's just a curve out. I mean, I don't have anything to do on 2, I suppose, except a surge, because ninjutsu's not going to send this, but I'm just happy that I have a mix of mana and spells that I like. Yay. Especially not in that game. I just wanted to hold my own against Reed, and I sure did. We put on a great show, and it was a fun game. Hey, Victor. I started 2-0, but chat has tied it up with a couple of pretty convincing wins. And boy, talk about convincing. You don't have to convince me that Roaring Earth is good. Like, all your creatures +1/+1 bigger for basically the rest of the game. Well, I mean, That's not for sure that you're gonna get 1 land per creature, but you know what I mean. 1+1/+1 for every land you have is good stuff, especially when I'm running on voltaic surges. We'll see how that goes. What was that called? 3 mana sorcery. I can't remember what it was called. Well, I'm just gonna pick this thing off. I guess I didn't need to do it in response there. It's just kind of instinctual. So do we ambush and replay? Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't even honestly, I didn't read the card. I just killed it. I figured, honestly, I figured if it had ward, the game was going to actually remind me. That's what I was thinking. Yeah, here we go. Summoning Sick again. It's impossible not to think of it. So let's just go Blade Blesser here. This is going to get me... I mean, you guys are going to be so tired of it by the end of this format. It just feels like they should have haste. It just feels like they should have haste. Hello, Margaret.
Hello.
No, that's my busted card, not yours. Well, now I like ambush and either replay or smelter. Let's go ambush, kunai, replay. Hey, doggy. Want to come say hi? Where's my dog? You come here. You come here. Where? Come here.
He's stretching.
He's always... He hangs out at the top of the steps, being all nervous, but never coming to visit. You gotta say hi to chat. I know. Hey, there's our twin shot. Unfortunately, what does it shoot? We can combo it for next turn. Could also combo it for this turn. If I send in the ambusher and trade it off for a twin shot ETB, that's not the worst. It's not the best, though. You wanna go see Mama? Or you like hanging out? This is a good boy right here. He's a good boy. He's my therapy dog. Because all loved dogs are therapy dogs. Okay, back to figuring out this sitch. I think I'm on Mountain, Smelter, attach kunai here. And then now we have Sniper we can discard if we want. Let's see, we go, yeah, decline here. That's what I was thinking, War Furnace. Get this set up now, and the next turn we can combo these to take one out, which is going to be better than just giving up an ambusher. I'd rather give up kunai and play the sniper than give up the ambusher and play the sniper to accomplish our goals. But holy heck, this Roaring Earth. Roaring chat into a potential lead here. Bye, Jim. I don't know about deserve. Deserve is pretty strong. Well. So the trouble is here, I can't even sniper plus kunai if I want, because it takes up too much mana. So we're just gonna let this happen. We can still do, if we draw a land, we can even still do equip, sack, hard cast. But even if we can't, we can do equip, sack, channel. That's an option. Oh, yeah, facing 2 Roaring Earth, so I bet you lost that game. Boring. Well, this is interesting. A lot has happened here. Hey, guess what I'm remembering right now? My captain can't attack this turn. Just because I want it to have haste doesn't mean it has haste. Rabbit Battery could let it attack this turn if we want to do that. Cannot Rabbit Battery and Twin Shot. But 18 to 13, I kind of like Twin Shot the boar, drop the Rabbit Battery, get in for 3, and then see about what. Yeah, battery actually plus 1ing means that. Yeah, definitely doing this. Let's start here. And we have mana we could equip. We could make a 3/1 out of our kunai. If we don't think this is going to do anything useful on attacks at this point, we could just sack it. We can probably do that in the future and just get the battery going now. I'm going to do battery. All right, now what? We can put the battery on the captain, send in, and a block then becomes a 2-for-1 kill with the kunai. The kunai. It becomes kill whichever one we want, so we can take out the 4/5 there. And yeah, it might be a go wide thing, War Furnace, though. We could actually turn the kunai and the battery into 3/1s and then get wide enough to threaten a longer game. But I don't think we don't need to do that yet. You like turning the sniper into a 3/1. Because then the battery makes it a 4/2. Where's the 3/3 captain coming from? Just from the... Yeah, all right. That's fair. That's interesting. You don't like the kunai? Okay. Well, I wasn't going to attack anyway, though, this turn. Did it matter? Oh, I should have equipped that, though. I'm getting distracted. Sorry. Hopefully... Boy, if I get punished, great, because that means we draw something that clogs up our mana. So I wouldn't mind being punished here. It would mean we have real action. As it is, we have this action, which is very good. No. Oh, we even have an enchantment. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. We get the sniper back. It all worked out, gang. So let's take out the biggest and... get back this. Hey, grats, Tron. Mr. Mythic. And now we can throw the battery on the 3-1. And if we're willing to trade the captain for the sling, we can also just equip this onto the smelter, and then even then the blocks look good because the preserver gets taken out by the kunai. So I'm gonna go ahead, and we have this as sack and discard for 2 if we want. I'm gonna go here. No, I guess we don't, because I'm gonna move the battery. But I like a 4-1 and a 2-2 menace attacking with the kunai up. Seismic Wave says, got other ideas. So, yeah, that just happens. It's okay, we still have... well, we had to decide how we want to do it. Now we have... twin shot plus either 2-1 or 3-1. 3-1 just gets blocked by the sling. So if we're sending that, we still need to equip the battery. So, yeah, I think 4-2 is still the plan. Because then it's a trade here, but not here, and that's great. That's fine. And do we send this? No, because now we can't kill with this. We're just going to leave this back for now. You'd trade it for the sling? I suppose we could trade it for the sling. I just feel like that's our sniper play, and then if they don't find a creature, this can't block. I like that a lot. So I think I'm going to hold off on that, Mike, because, yeah, we get 4 damage in, but then next turn we make them top deck or they're in serious trouble. Sniper to face, especially with kunai. That's a good point. Well, let's start with... I'm going to send this. And yeah, they are at a virtual 5, as Tron and Mike are mathing. And that's obviously a fine result for us, and we're going to go ahead and battery up the cap... where am I supposed to put this? Am I supposed to equip the kunai or move the battery? Maybe kunai on battery, then battery can kill something and then haste up the sniper. I'm going to do it that way, but I'm not 100% about this. No, because it This just says, well, no, wait. It depends on what equip says. Yeah, probably, because equip falls off. It's not a creature, so yeah, it'd fall off. Oh, here's the other person taking my red cards, by the way. It felt like for a while we might have been the only one. Yeah, now we just get all the goodies. We just get it all. And I know we can just go to the face with all this, but I don't see why we wouldn't control the board here. I know I over-control the board at times, but this feels correct to me. Just get in. Ooh. Trample. This draw just means we win, I think. Oh, whatever. Gang, look. I know that you got to play around stuff at times, but this is simply a spot where Fantasia was out of cards. I saw a game-winning line and I did it. It's like everybody's saying, you coulda. Well, yeah. I coulda. Guess what? Guess where all roads led? Good game, Fantasia. We're really worried about that enchantment on 2, but we overcame.
I do my hair toss, check my nails. Baby, how you feeling?
Yeah, wrong lethal. All right. You can make arguments for wrong lethal if your opponent has cards in hand that might have changed things, but in that case, it was all on the table. All on the table. All right, next up. Lion Bug. Oh, wait, it's Lion Bug, right? Not Ion Bug. I think I missed a letter in my copy-paste. Ion Bug is your smaller sibling. Capital L. Oops. There. See, I, you know, you missed the cut and paste. You think you've solved it, but nope. Sorry, my bad. I'm going to use the same cut and paste. I'm just going to do the capital this time. All right, another good start. We get to surge something or kunai. Could make an argument to just play the mountain and not play the kunai, hold up the surge and pick off a likely 2-drop. Picking off your opponent's 2-drop on the draw with your 1-drop removal is it's the best thing in Magic, I think. Pretty sure. Besides Ancestral Recall at any time. Yeah, it's better than draw a card. Absolutely. Watch, because it's going to happen and you're going to feel it with me. Ready? Oh, I can taste it already. Oh, it's so good. Oh, it's so good. Doggo would have been funny. It like steals the play from your opponent. Now we're on the play. if necessary, we even have kunai, sack kunai to deal 3 next turn if needed. Another Roaring Earth to fight through, but I like our chances for that right now. I would not bolt the doggo. It would have been sad. I would have gone, ugh. Although, you know, I don't know. Maybe you do. Maybe you're just supposed to in that case. But, hey, J2 Josh. J2's Josh, thank you. Welcome, welcome. Welcome, viewers. We're at the tail end of our gauntlet. I'm going to go ahead and spend the soul transfer on this. It looks like I can't get an enchantment down, but that's okay. Thanks, Josh. Appreciate the raid. Hope you had a good one. No need to put this on anything. I'm a little worried. I think we're getting minus 4 damage to attacker here. That seems likely to me, but let's make him have it. And they didn't. That's good too. There is a Wrath in the format, so maybe I'm supposed to play this a little cagier here. I think at 8, knowing that we passed a Wrath, I'm actually going to hold. And then if it's a Wrath, we get to draw a card off the decoy. The reason to overextend into it is that we can actually create effective lethal. But yes, we should at least equip in case we need to exploit. That's a good call. And I'm going to put this on the decoy so that if they... Well, maybe I was supposed to put it there since they want to kill this anyway. But I guess I want this where it's not going to die. And that's here. So that's fine. So I don't know. Maybe I'm playing it too conservative to not run out the Song Shaper on an empty board with the Oppo at 8 and with the Ninja putting them at a virtual 5. So you could seriously make a case for it. It's just that how do we lose? We overextend into a sweeper is one real way to lose. -3, not enough here. However, it is enough to shrink it for blocks here. So I'm going to go ahead and send both. If the decoy is blocked, we get to draw off it at least. It won't. It'll become a 1/1, and then we draw off it, and that's fine. Now I'll, quote, overextend. If it's a 2-for-1 Wrath, that's okay. I mean, it's not okay, like, we don't want that, but certainly less damaging than last time. All right, I think we got it. And I am going to do it this way. Because we can do this. All right. Just in case that didn't work, I wanted to be able to recast.
Baby, how you feeling?
All right, I got the week with that win, but how big a win is it? Honestly, Rob, I really think that was. I mean, I think you're kind of joking, but it's like Oppo had cards in hand and mana up, so I wasn't going to presume a win there, and I did want to consider what the best fail case scenario was going to be, and looping 3 damage to the face seemed pretty good. All right, Jank. What is in the tank? Is it more jank? We will see. Yeah, we can keep this. Papergraph decoy into Tempered in Solitude. With Iron Hoof as a... Ooh, although I guess Ember Keeper is a little bit better of a play here, because if we lose the decoy in trades in the next couple of turns, we don't get a card off it. So I would rather trade off the thing that we can't get a card off in the future, whereas we could get a card off of this somewhere in the future. Good game, Bug. Yeah, I really kept you off creatures there, and that was major. Excellent play from Jank there, although it makes me happy I led with the other one instead of this. But now we can't lead for squat, because if we play any of our playable creatures, they die to the Chapter 2, so we're just going to play Solitude. Well, I passed it. I think, what didn't I take a rare for this though? What's the rare we took for over that? Wasn't it Soul Transfer? We took Soul Transfer over one of these at least. Feel like might get ninja'd even in black-white, but certainly 2 spelling here is going to be fine. Could leave up the boar, but I don't think so. We want that for combat. Hey, this doesn't have haste, because that's not how these work, by the way. If you were thinking this had haste, this doesn't. I'm just trying to show off whenever I remember that. It's so rare. But not this one, Tron. Not this one. Ugh, 2 to the top does not make me happy about that. Lethal Exploit's a fine draw, though. We're gonna... I'm gonna send the... Oh, you can... exile for this turn only, so we can't do the boar, cast boar. That's an 8 mana play with the construct, as we observed during draft. But I'm going to send, and to that end, maybe I send the construct. Although this is the attack that makes sense. The decoy says we have nothing, we're just trying to get cards, which is a much better disguised attack. I don't like sending both when I've got Solitude. But maybe that's me being too board control-y. And Exploit does not get that now, but we could do, yeah, well, we have potentially... You know, this doesn't do it on attackers only. We can do +3/+1 if we want. We can do Lethal Exploit if we want. Maybe if Jank goes for a pumped Infiltrator, we'll definitely exploit that. But right now I'm content to take both and try to get there on tempered value. But then, of course, again, if Jank goes for the pump here, I'm going to take that offer. Or, in this case, I'm going to take the exploit line, and I know we're going to lose the construct here. Yeah, it is risky, but I'm going to risk for biscuit. At least if they re-ninja, they can't play this again to kill one of my 2/1s. Okay, okay. This is actually okay. I can live with this. Like, literally. And now we're just gonna attack with everything. No solitude this turn. Shields are down. Boar is big. But this is where now things start getting a little awkward for us. If the boar lives, I like our chances. If the boar is dead here, we probably are too. That's what I was worried about, but we'll see how it goes. Because this follow-up, I mean, taking out one of our 2/1s for free. I love getting the decoy while our shields are down too on getting value. Well done, Jank. So what can we do about this? We at least have Blade Blesser on both sides of that, and the double strike means sending in Containment Construct is suicidal, but guess what is happening to it next turn anyway, right? So let's go ahead and send in the Construct and try to find some value. It's a little bit. Could even decoy, and if they want to kill it, we at least draw. And I don't hate that. I mean, what are we doing with this besides getting some cards out of it? So I'm actually going to play it and go ahead and turn it into a card. If they want to even kill it, maybe they don't want to give us a card. I would. I'd be like, I see what you're doing, but I'm going to give it to you anyway, but because it's not that great of a play for you. This is pretty neat. The Menace matters here. Death Touch Menace, always a great combo. Although with a first strike, I'm surprised, a little bit surprised Jank didn't leave 2 back, but Jank could just be going for the aggro win. That makes a lot of sense too. Yeah. All right, so now we are on... Yeah, I wish we had lifelink. Now, I think we actually need to send in... We might be close to dead, but... let's see, does this... Is this a layering thing? If I ninjas kunai the boar, can it do it? Or does the arrest take away the ability to do it? No, it cannot. All right. I don't... 25 years in, I don't understand layers. I just... I don't know how that works. So given that... Yeah, this is tough, gang, because if we send in... We can trigger the Tempered and maybe get action out of it, but if we don't, we're literally just dead. However, what's the play if we don't attack? If we don't attack, then we're playing the Kunai, putting it on the Blade Blesser, and looking to basically block with the Death Toucher on the 5/5 and shoot the first striker. That seems fair. I think we got to do that. I mean, I want to get a card because you know me. But I think the block and shoot plan is going to be the best way to try and do this. 2/2 might be a 4/4. Yeah, maybe there's no way to do it. Good point, Alexis. Because the other thing to do is try and get the Infiltrator before it gets to 4. But they get to do that after block. So If they just shoot this before blocks, we can't really do it, right? But let's make Jank figure it out. There's some complicated stuff here, so I'm at least going to make Jank figure it out. Yeah, Saga flipping could also go up top here. Anyway, it's all we got. So we're gonna make Jank find the line, but looks like the line is there. But it's not an easy one. And in general, I think not enough players do this. When you find the line that beats you, don't presume that your opponent has found it. But yeah, since this had to flip, this didn't get to be 4-4. That was pretty key. Okay. Love me these cards. I love them. They place, as I almost finished listening to the set review, commons, uncommons, and I love what Luis had to say about this. This effect just plays better than it looks. So we're way behind now, and unfortunately we've used our big, beefy... Oh no, wait, maybe that's last game? Do we still have the... Alright, Soul Transfer is still in the deck, so we still have hope. It was just dashed there, though. We needed it, like, off the top. What's this? Oh yeah, that's good. It's wordy, but, I mean, you just start to get stuff back. It's very powerful. Good game, Jank. The Jank in the tank is enough to get across the finish line. One final flood meme for you, though.
Where are we going?
Oops, that's not the right one. We're certainly not having that problem, deck. No. This one.
Oh, here comes the flood.
Good game, Jank. Well played. Good job. I managed to pick up the week, but chat made it super close. I'm gonna go look at whatever D was talking about how much I was gonna buy him at the store today back when I was 2-0, which was hilarious. But I want to see even what was it, a land bundle of some kind? This one? That's a lot. I really don't see buying this just for funsies. Pixel lands. Are these legit, like, is this a secret layer drop or something? Do these exist in paper, these snow-covered pixel lands? Feels like secret layer up and down, though, doesn't it? Yeah. Yeah, it'd be nice if you could turn off other people's cosmetics, but at the same time... Like, the people who buy cosmetics are very important for your economic ecosystem, and telling them that they're sweet cosmetics that they're putting money into might not even be viewable by your opponents is annoying. like in Paper, if I choose to bring the pixelated snow-covered lands from Secret Lair and you deal with it, it's Paper, right? They would. What do you mean they would never know? They would know that it was possible, you know? Like, it might be a downside of Paper, but it's a plus. It's an upside of Magic that it's so customizable, and people really like to show off their customizations. They do. But you might be right. Like, I think if you could give people the ability to see, like, if there was some magic button that was like, when you buy cosmetics, like, what if I saw every single basic land across from me as a John Avon unhinged basic because I had the magic button, you know, that let me perceive everybody else's cards as I want to perceive them. That would be pretty fun. But again, it takes away from individuals expressing themselves and showing those expressions to others, which is a fundamental part of Magic Bling. Were there whispers of Secret Lair while I was at WotC, or was that much later? The only sense of whisper that I was getting in terms of, not Secret Lair specifically, but when I was in R&D, the technology was emerging, and in a sense still is emerging, to print Magic cards on demand. One of the historical challenges of managing Magic sets and deciding print runs is that you really commit up front. As Bill Rose likes to say, the first copy of any Magic card is like $300,000, but then they get much cheaper from there. And that's just because, like, to print anything, I don't have an uncut sheet right now, but, you know, to print anything in old school Magic, you need to create your template, you know, create your sheets for the eventual printing, and it costs huge money to do that. So you really have to decide on your final, all right, we got it. This is our sheet. We're going to make a bazillion versions of, we're going to crank this out, make sure it's perfect. And not only that, decide how many you're going to crank out right now. How many of this product are we going to sell? Is this going to be gangbusters and we're reordering new print runs, or are we going to be burying product in some landfill somewhere when it doesn't sell? Challenging, intense job to decide how much Magic to print. It's like it's a big deal to decide how much to print of each set. So this gets me back though to the question about Secret Lair while I was in R&D. What was emerging is getting away from this expensive front-loaded decide upfront printing process, and instead say, what if we could print on demand? What if printing one card was effectively as expensive as printing 1 million of that card? In the sense of saying, or one sheet, you know, like that we can make one Magic sheet at a time on demand. That opens up huge avenues to not only making more money on individual Magic sets because you don't have to commit to your print run. You can decide as you go. Basically, you can print to demand as you're going. Lots of things you can do with this type of technology, because not only are you printing on demand, you're printing faster. So you could potentially also tighten up the Magic schedule. And if you didn't need 6 months to plan for printing, maybe Magic sets could get 6 months closer to release before they're designed, so that R&D can design with more current real-world Magic problems known. So there's a lot of stuff going on there. But Secret Lair, I'm not. When I was there, the problem was the cards that were printed on demand, the on-demand custom print stuff. You could tell it didn't feel like a Magic card yet. You could put a blindfold on and give me 2 of them, and I could tell which one wasn't a Magic card. And that was the problem at the time. So now maybe they've worked out the wrinkles enough so that you can do that. And so bringing it back around to Secret Lair is an incredible application of on-demand printing because you don't need to print millions for it to be worthwhile. Whereas with Magic sets previously, if you're going to commit to that mold, you're going to commit to that sheet, you better print a ton of that thing because it's such a huge upfront cost to get the thing going. You better be planning to sell a lot of it. But if you can get the quality of the card there and print on demand with the historical card quality that we're used to or better, you can't tell the difference between the new stuff and the old stuff. Then you just have this incredible toolbox for exploring how to capitalize, how to increase your Magic revenue. And Secret Lair is just, Secret Lair is part of that whole, WotC prints money in many ways, and they found a new way to print it with Secret Lair. And I like it because it's monetizing the top end without, in a way that works for all parties, I think. I don't like it when they do Secret Lair. Like, I didn't like them using Elish Norn's Phyrexian mana or Phyrexian language Elish Norn in a Secret Lair. That offended me, and I talked about that before. And the reason it offended me has very little to do with the fact that it devalued the handful of Judge promo Elish Norns I had. They did, but it's like you had to do a repeat. You couldn't just let the Elish Norn Phyrexian mana cards live as the thing that they were for the people who got them then, and especially for the judges that you're paying with cards. You've devalued the pay that you gave to a bunch of judges. And for what? Because you wanted to redo, like, are you out of ideas? You didn't have anything new to do for Secret Lair? You had to pull in some old... I really dislike that. And if I ever had anything to say about Magic again, that would be something I would press hard on R&D about. It's like, why? That was a kick in the sensitives to anybody who already had that card and was really happy about it. And not everybody needs to have every special thing. So you didn't need to make that widely available. I don't know. I'm really mad about that one. That being said, to get back on track, I think in general, Secret Lair is an excellent way and a reasonable way to monetize your money is no object, bling matters to me players. People who love the cosmetics and the blingy versions and the rarest and the coolest help pay for your game. They help keep the Hasbro shareholders happy so that the lower end stuff can be better priced. And check me on this, but have the prices of standard decks come down in the last few years since Secret Lair? Or not? I mean, Secret Lair is not the thing. Collector's Edition is the other thing I was thinking of, because Collector's Edition boosters boxes are effectively the Secret Lair for Standard, and they're the way to monetize your top end in Standard, so that hopefully, if all of the chase money is going after paper cards, then that lowers the blingy paper cards. The non-blingy version of it goes way down. So if there's Hot Sauce Mythic that in a normal world would be a $30 card, but in a world with special editions where there's 3 other versions of this Hot Mythic that are much cooler looking and much weirder looking, instead of that Mythic being the baseline version being 30, it's hopefully going to be cheaper. That's one of the ideas behind monetizing your top end like that, is that ostensibly it should make the game cheaper for your regular players because the demand for the baseline version of the card goes down a bit. But I don't know how that's played out. I know that was the hope. So yeah, Secret Lair was not a thing specifically in the works when I was at Wizards, but digital printing and the myriad of options that it introduces certainly was, and Secret Lair is part of that, because you can take in the orders. I didn't even mention this, but like the flexibility of it is like, First, take the pre-orders for Secret Lair. You learn exactly how many you're going to sell. We're selling 67,000 copies, 67,241 copies. Well, close off the buy date and order 67,241 copies. Boom. That's the beauty of the digital printing process and the flexible printing process. All right. Well, with that little AMA to close, why don't we see if there's any raid captaining? It looks like Jamie, if streaming, I will see if she is before taking your dough. And looks like she is. So let's raid Jamie. Right on. Yeah, Thalia is a great example of that, right? $3 or $100, depending on how you think of bling versus how you think of playing. And also, you know, as a secondary market seller, lightly played sells faster for me than near mint. If I have a card that is well priced at near mint and well priced at lightly played, the lightly playeds fly off the shelves before the near mint, which is to say players care about playing Magic for as little money as they can, not about perfect condition of their collectibles.